Hey there, everybody, and thank you for making the choice to click in to chat with Trina. This is still Trina's Favorite People Month 2020, where I'm celebrating my birthday all month long. Today, I am meeting with the awesome team of KIHY, I Hear You Internet Radio, with Miss Teddy Beautiful Lewis, Miss Melodic, and Mr. Vernon J, and my very special guest. She was a surprise guest, Miss Jeanette Spivey.
Oh shoot!
Get it, get it. Go, Jeanette. It's a party over here. It's a party over here. We turn my thing on. Is it? I hear it now. Okay. All right, y'all. We finna get started.
We're waiting on Vernon, huh?
Gonna see. Did he come yet? No, still not here. Uh-oh.
Hell!
What you come out here?
Oh! Yeah! Yeah! Y'all get fucking get loose. Uh-huh.
Hey, Miss Melodic dose of this guy. Hit it, Miss Melodic. Hey everybody, welcome to Chat with Trina. We just listened to a little bit of music on KIHY. You was waiting on. So if you haven't tuned in, this is what you're missing.
By the way, I'm spotlighting Barry White, Teddy P, and Lou Rawls.
The good ones. No, this is Trina with Chat with Trina, and we just waiting a few more seconds. We hope Mr. Vernon J is gonna join us eventually, but we're gonna get started. But Mel, can you let us hear a little bit of what we missing? Can we have a little bit of music from you?
Okay.
Hey, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Go Trina. All right, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get rolling. We've had a good time. We are winding down my birthday month. I cannot believe it's almost over. I think I want to extend it a little bit. It's gonna go through tomorrow though, because I still got one more Trina's favorite people. So anyway, everybody, hello. If Vernon chimes in, we're gonna anyway welcome thank you for tuning in for Trina's Favorite People Month on Chat with Trina, celebrating my birthday all month long. And remember to go to www.youtube.com/chatwithtrina, click subscribe, and then click that little bell so that you can be notified when I upload a new video. I have almost finished what I'm now labeling as a marathon, me trying to interview 3 to 4 people every week. I didn't know what I was taking on. But as a little girl, I was a campfire girl, a bluebird, and we had to remember to finish what I began. So I had to complete this month. I couldn't give up. But I got one more interview tomorrow, and then we'll be good. But today, my special guests are the team of KIHY, I Hear You Radio, the little radio station making all the radio stations step up their game. So thank you guys for joining me today and celebrating my birthday with me. I feel so honored. Thank you. And we have a special guest who's a super special guest to not only friend of mine, but also of KIHY, one of their fans and biggest supporters, Miss Jeanette. Yay! And so I came to KIHY Studios in November, December last year, and I met with the team. But since then, there has been a reorganization of sorts. Miss Teddy, who is my fellow Virgo and friend, she's the founder. Teddy, can you introduce me to your new folks?
Well,
Can we hear you? Oh, I'm gonna say with that mask on. Can I hear you?
my man, can you hear me?
I can hear
Okay.
you now.
Okay, first there's we have Ms. Melodic, who's a radio personality.
My concert friend.
Yeah, she's been on other stations, and she has like her brand. I love it. She introduced me to house music and kind of neo soul and that underground stuff. Oh my God, I was in love with it, and I've been loving it ever since. But she is now a radio personality on KIHY, I Hear You Radio. And she has a show on Saturday. Well, Ms. Melodic, we have Ms. Melodic. She's our new baby, our precious little baby that came to the station. Sometimes she needs her little legs spanked because she be cutting up here. Okay. And then we have Vernon J, but Vernon is not on yet. But Vernon J, of course, he came from other radio station, another
That
radio
kid
station.
from ALA, did I get it right that time?
Yep, Vernon
I used to
J.
call him the kid from LA.
Yes, yes. And so at this point right now, it's myself, Vernon, and Mel that basically, yeah, we're the ones that's, when you hear the music, that's who's doing it.
Woo, good. So, real quick, Teddy, I know the story, but everybody doesn't. And the first time around we did this, you were very new. So I think you have way more people listening now. So briefly tell us, how did you, this little lady that was, I met in dance, started a whole radio station?
Well, actually, it was not something that, you know, a lot of people do stuff because it was their dream and they've been wanting to do it for years and that kind of thing. But for me, it was totally different. It wasn't my dream, although I love music. I love good music. I love good old school music. Pretty much I love any kind of music. As long as it's good music, I don't do some of that stuff.
You ain't dropping it like it's hot.
Yeah. If I drop it, somebody gonna have to come in. But that was not my forte. But because I like music so much, and I was tired of hearing the same thing over and over on other stations, and then they weren't going back for enough for me to the music, because I go back to the 50s and 60s. Okay. And so I wanted to hear that, and I wanted to hear it all the time. I just didn't want to hear it one day out of a week. And so, of course, there was another radio station, and I was behind that station, and I was pushing that station and supporting that station and trying to get them to build the station to become kind of like what KIHY is now. But it fell short. And because it fell short, and it just kind of became mediocre and started repeating I hate that stuff. So it started repeating and stuff, and I'm like, I can't do this. I need to hear what I need to hear. I need to hear what I like, and I don't want to hear the same thing over and over and over. So it just started coming into my brain, and I give all praise to God, because through him, I'm doing what I'm doing right now. And I was technically challenged, and I didn't know a lot about that. And so he has blessed me to learn so much. And so, like I say, it's not a dream that
can I put a pin right there? Let me just tell y'all something. She say she technically challenged, but I went to her house last week, and this girl got a whole Mac computer at the house. Just sitting there talking about, well, it won't do nothing, it's not working. So when you gonna get that thing fixed? You can just give it to me and bring it to my house. Do you know how much? That's an expensive computer to just be sitting there collecting dust.
Actually, it's at Best Buy with the Geek
Squad.
Oh,
you made the step to the Geek Squad. Yes, yes.
And they told me it will be ready in 3 days at the max.
Okay, because we can't have no Mac sitting up there like that.
Look, so that $2,000 Apple computer.
Oh, thank you.
Is going to
it hurt my feelings.
Oh,
to be sitting there like that.
Look, it hurt your feelings, baby. So, like I say, it was not a dream. it's more like a calling.
Okay.
So after it did not work out, the other way, it was kind of like I was pushed into it. It was like I was called to do this because it was what I liked and it was what I wanted to hear. And you know, the old saying is, if you want it done right, do it yourself.
There you go.
Stop telling people what to do and how to do and paying them to do it, and do it yourself.
Exactly.
That's pretty much how it came about. And so I started coming up with names and looking for different names to see if they were taken and that kind of stuff. And I actually was gonna do WHY. I was gonna do KWHY, and it would have
What was
been
that? Can we hear you? Oh.
But apparently it was not meant to be, because when I looked it up, it was already taken. And so and then when I said, okay, well, I hear you. And so I looked it up, and KIHY was not, I hear you was not taken. So, and I started building from there.
Okay, so this is the story I give. My story, and I tell, like every show I give the story. I don't know how your name always come up in my conversations on my tag shows. But I said, so you know, I ain't gonna say any names or anything like that, but like my friend, she's like this whippersnapper lady, and she created a whole radio station. She was on somebody else's radio station. They didn't play the music she liked, so she decided, hell, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna do my own radio station where I can play the music I want to play. That wasn't that quicker than what you said.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and sing. Yeah.
And look, and that's that.
And it is what it is. Well, hello, Vernon. We're glad you joined us.
Hey, how's it going?
Fine, thank you. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, I'm new to this, so I'm just kind of fumbled through it, you know.
And you are here, and that's all that matters.
Okay, great. Looking beautiful as ever.
Oh, thank you. And look what I have. I'm representing.
Okay.
I gotta put some more hair on my head for me to wear the hat. I don't have no hair, so. Melodic, I'm thinking about doing those, my hair is long enough to be natural. I'm thinking about doing those little twisty things so I can keep the perm out my head. So you told me, I didn't get to ask you how you got your name because you said it already, but Vernon J, that kid from ALA instead of LA. For years I said, well, for the long time I was like, Vernon J, that kid from LA. And Teddy would say, Trina, that man is from ALA. So how have you been during this pandemic and craziness?
Been doing good, just like everybody else, masking up. And, you know, when you go somewhere where it's a whole lot of people, just keep your hands washed. I keep the sanitizer and, you know, all that kind of stuff, and spraying my shoes with Lysol. And my wife says it's a little overkill, but hey, man, you never know.
I went to do an interview last week at this guy. His name is Maestro. And I went to his studio to interview a friend of mine last week. And I looked on his desk and he got a whole can of Lysol. I'm like, dude, where you get this Lysol from? So talk to us about your shows.
It's the Saturday Sensational Soundtrack. It's, you know, when somebody says the soundtrack for a lifetime, it's the embodiment of music that you grew up with, music from the, you know, decades of music, 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So, and you have another show on Monday?
Yeah. It's Soundscapes and Jazz Tracks. And, you know, I got a jazz background. I played jazz for a long time until they changed the format to classic R&B. And so, I mean, I played everything from straight ahead jazz to smooth jazz, jazz fusion, all of that kind of stuff. And, you know, from being around that kind of stuff since 77, 79, 80.
Yeah.
So it's just embedded in my brain, so to speak. So jazz
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Jazz is cool. Jazz is
And it's changed so much too, to where it can because even for me, I don't like the regular jazz. I like more of what they're calling now the soul jazz, if you will.
Yeah.
Like I like the Althea Renee's, I like Kyle Turner. But I heard a guy one time, I got turned on to live music by a guy named John Rochelle.
Okay.
Very good, ended up being a very good friend of mine. I actually went on a cruise with him, and he was playing. But anyway, after hearing his music and playing live at a club, it was called Club Divas back then. And I fell in love with live music. I love music, jazz. Now live music is my thing. So yeah, jazz is awesome. And now that they're fusing it a little bit with R&B and blues and everything, it just makes it just my favorite.
You know, that's a feature.
Mhm.
That's a feature on the soundtrack. We do a lot of live stuff. So
Ooh,
you know,
okay, I need to start.
hey, it puts you on
And
the
what
front
time
row.
is the jazz show?
I'm sorry.
What time is the jazz show?
Oh, it's part of What's for Lunch. You know, that was something. What's for Lunch was conceived by the amazing, the incredible Teddy Beautiful Lewis, and
Yes.
you know, it started out just being, you know, classic R&B artists, and then
Okay.
everybody was like, man, it's Monday. How about some jazz? Are you guys doing jazz? So I got the baton to go ahead and do it. We did it, and it's a lot of fun.
So what has the feedback been like on your Saturday Sensation and even the What's for Lunch Jazz? Have you had any good feedback?
It's been great feedback.
Awesome.
Still need to get the word out.
Do you have any other responsibilities, Vernon, before I move on?
Yeah, I wear a lot of hats. Production, sales. We're currently, Trina, running you know, it's election season, and we have a special promotion now for candidates. So we got plenty of airspace for candidates to get to purchase airtime if they want to come in for an interview, to just get their message out. So, you know, I want to ask that all people that are running for any type of office in the Houston area, give us a call. And
okay. We're going to put that information, we're going to get that information out there. What are you enjoying about being on internet radio that maybe would have been a little different than these other people?
I'm a customer.
I didn't say that right. Than these other radio stations.
Well,
no shade. I'm sorry, guys.
Shade.
We have a lot of freedom.
Yeah, okay.
We have a lot of freedom. You know, there's no FCC type things, not unless we just go
really?
cuckoo.
Okay.
But you know, if I want to, if one day, you know, I'm feeling like I want to curse, I cuss.
Oh.
It ain't gonna, you know. I mean, they're doing it on cable radio.
So that's why, like on the shows with Steve Harvey and those types of shows, they can curse and do that because there's no real.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm watching CNN the other night. Of course, that's cable, but it was Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo, and Chris said that's bullshit. Ooh. He was talking about something that
he was really mad.
And then Don came right behind him. Yeah, Chris, that was bullshit. So I'm like, man, if they can do it, I can do it.
Okay, because sometimes with what's going on in this world right now, sometimes we just have to say that.
Exactly. I mean, I come from a long line of cussers, so I feel very comfortable.
Well, the greatest cursor in the world just passed, and it was my grandmother. Like, that lady could put them words all together, and I mean, your feelings would be so hurt. By the time I felt sorry for the people she was telling these things to, like, that should have hurt. But she was the champion of putting them words in the right spot.
I just want to say that they have the freedom to be themselves and do whatever they want to do. They don't have any restrictions as far as you can't do this, you can't sell this, you can't promote this. At the other stations, they were restricted as to if they would play a certain thing. It was like, no, you can't play that because the listeners that they don't want to hear that.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
Right. That's what I got from him.
Yeah,
That
but
you decide today I want to play Maze on your
Yeah.
on KIHY internet radio stations. You can play it because that's what I feel like playing right now.
Exactly.
Versus on somebody else's station, it's like you have to stay within their guidelines. And I think I've heard Wendy Williams talk about the restrictive, I think she got fired from a radio station before because of going outside of the box, if you will.
Yeah, you have
And
to follow
that's
the
not a
format.
good thing.
Gotta follow the format.
And here and KIHY, you can go outside the box, on top of the box, around the box, however you can take the box and refold it.
And that's right up your alley, ain't it, Teddy?
Girl,
That's right up your alley, ain't it? All Virgos, that's what we do. That's what we do.
We do that. We will tear up the box. We don't even need a box. What? Okay.
We make the box. Miss Melodic, so how long have you been DJing?
Oh, wow. This is 2020, 10 years now. So 2010, I'm a late bloomer. I started late in life.
Known that. Well,
Yep.
you know, I admire ladies that, you know how, like I worked for college forever. And so we always talk about non-traditional jobs. So it's always so amazing to me, like to hear a woman rapper and then a woman DJ. Like that's like,
Yeah.
you know.
I love being in a male-dominated industry.
Yeah. And then when you kill it, no offense, Vernon, but when you killing it, yeah, that makes it even better.
And I want to just real quick, I am multitasking because my show is still on right now, and I've got about 10 minutes left. So I'm interviewing, and see, that's one of the things we can do. I can do my show and be on this interview. The same. So I'm just be changing songs out. That's all. Okay.
No problem. I have a question for everybody. The people that have done radio before. Is it true? I've always been curious about this. I heard it on Martin. So, is it true that radio personalities only work 4 hours a day on the radio station?
No.
That's not true. Okay. It was on Martin, so I mean.
Yeah. Nah.
So I know that they're not on there doing the radio at that time. So what else do they do?
Well,
Like, I guess I do personal appearances.
you do those types of things, but you have to prep for your show.
That's it.
Okay.
Almost like a teacher. Like,
And when I say
More
prep
like a
for
producer.
when I say prep for a show, I mean, like for me, I can't speak for everybody, but one of the things that KIHY that we're striving for, Teddy can kind of chime in on this as well. We're trying to do, we're trying not to be stale. We try to keep each show fresh and different. I might play the same artist, but I'm playing a different song. So what happens is you have to prep your show, and I'll do let's say I do a 30-song playlist. I set up, I want to play this. But me, I'm kind of a spontaneous person, and I'll get happy and just veer right away from the playlist that I spent 2 hours setting up. Because at the time, I'm feeling a certain way.
yeah.
And so like today, I did the show that you heard today, this morning from like 12 till about 4. So how am I feeling from 12 o'clock to 4 a.m. in the morning? So, you know what I mean? So I'm all of a sudden I start feeling some brass construction, and I started feeling some confunction, and, you know, I started going into all the funk groups.
Right,
I just got feeling funky. So that's what I did. So in other words, I'm just saying that
it takes a lot more preparation.
You're prepping that show.
Okay.
I
didn't wonder, like I hear them for them 2 or 3 hours, but where they go after that? It's, you know.
And then, you know, you had that shooting and all that stuff up there in in Milwaukee. So I kind of, you know, said some stuff about that. You know,
So are y'all on live sometimes? Do y'all come on and speak? Do you say, okay, so y'all do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I plan on doing a totally live show next Saturday.
Oh, wow. Okay. I got to make sure we tune in, and we got to make sure that get on Facebook and advertised. Posted all over the world, everywhere. Because they don't know you there if you don't post it.
I try not to cuss too much.
Oh, Miss Melodic. So you've been DJing, and like I told you, I love it when a woman steps into that role. Do you miss being at Unwind and some of those things you were doing? Do you miss that?
Right now I do, but I apparently they're reopened, so I just need to get in contact with the owners again, and I want to do my Sundays again.
Okay. Because if you're doing it up there on that rooftop, we're outside.
Right. I've heard that they're back, and so I would love it. There's you know, any opportunity to spread. Teddy knows I say this all the time. We deserve all of our music, and what I mean by that is, you know, Black radio, Black music is a vastness to it. It's not monolithic. It's not the stuff you hear mainstream. It goes way deep. I mean, you know, and that's all. I'm here to cater to those who have the open mind and open heart to appreciate the classic stuff, the progressive stuff, the avant-garde, the underground, the remix, the B-sides, the subgenres, and that's what we go for, because to me that's where you find the good stuff. You know, that's
Vernon and I talked about that the first time I interviewed KIHY. I think it was me and Vernon that kind of got to that about sometimes the B-side be the hit, that be the thing, you know, and everybody doesn't flip that over because they just want to hear what the radio played versus say, hey, let's take a listen. Matter of fact, Johnny Gill, you know, he had that last thing, but it was some of the music that I listened to that people they wasn't playing. I'm like, damn, they need to play this because this
that's right.
It, you know,
that's right. That's where you find your gems.
And Ralph Tresvant has a new CD, and they're playing like one or two songs. That whole CD is awesome, you know. So that's aggravating to me. That's probably another reason I don't listen to the radio, because it's aggravating to me because some of the people that are getting that real old school good R&B, like your Johnny Gill, in my opinion, I think he does the real music. So that is aggravating. So I appreciate that. Which brings me to ask Ms. Melody, what escapism is? Is that what that terminology means? Yeah.
I got that from James Brown has a cut called Escapism. And again, I'm not against hits. It's just that the hits are just readily available.
Yeah.
You know, but when you dig deep, you know, and if you just look at one, just find any artist that you love, and then click on discography, and then you'll just see all this music drop down. And then every now and then you just click on one, and I mean not a recent one, an old one. It's from the 70s, and you'll go, oh my God. Matter of fact, you guys, I just discovered something by Marvin Gaye. It was unbelievable. I could not believe I've never heard this song, and I'm gonna play it because I'm gonna do a spotlight of the socially conscious music of Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, Curtis Mayfield, and Gil Scott-Heron. But this song this song was made in the 70s.
And it's relevant.
Somebody tell me why we don't know this song. It is so good. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Yeah.
And so it's just that the escapism came from a James Brown cut I found called Escapism. And I listened to it and I went, wow. And it's just that. It's just an escape from the norm into the depths of, you know, whatever I throw out there. Because it can go really far left, like drum and bass. When I do some stuff, you know, I have to reel it back in myself on occasion. Especially with newer music.
I got to remember that I got to play for some other people too.
Well, I do, because it gets to be a bit much.
So if you're on Sunday now, you do have something on Saturday still, right?
Yeah, Saturday is Dose of Disco right after Vernon from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And that's just self-explanatory. It is disco in all. Now, don't get that one twisted again. You're not gonna get your mainstream hits there. You're gonna get you know, if you just dare to listen, you'll go, man, look, you know, and I mean, it's just the stuff that you're just not getting. I'm not, and you know, this music isn't mine. All I'm doing is taking it off the shelf and saying, here you go. You know, listen to what First Choice has to offer us.
Yeah.
Those women are cold-blooded with it. You know what I mean? Let's take Love Unlimited off the shelf and let's hear what they got to offer. That's all that is. I'm just displaying and giving us what we deserve to hear. And you know, overseas they appreciate our music like that, all the vastness of it. And it's just up to us to be able to have a platform where I can play it without somebody coming saying, you know, you might want to just stick to the Bee Gees and Donna Summer and they really don't go that far with Sylvester, even though he's a disco icon, but most people don't really go deep with his stuff. It's just maybe 2 songs. Casey and the Sunshine Band, but you know, Miss Mom Teddy's like, girl, do what you do. You know,
get it done. I went to a
do what you do.
Yes, that's a good thing about internet radio. We said. I was talking to some DJ. I was involved in some panel discussion that I didn't stay for the whole thing. But anyway, some DJs were talking, and that's what they were saying. Because some people said, "Well, oh, they always play the same music at these events." Well, there were 2 DJs saying, "Well, yes, we do, because when we do come out the box with something that we've heard is bad and we play it, everybody sits down because they're not open to something new like what you're saying. So they're going to appreciate it because I meet with them tomorrow. They're going to be on my show tomorrow, and I'm definitely going to mention that to them, what escapism is, and that y'all need to just play it. If they sit down, they going to sit down for a little while, but they'll get up in a minute. So
well, that's the part where
they have to be open to it, I guess.
Well, you also, as the deliverer of it, you have to connect to it. The only way the listener is going to connect to it is if I'm connected to it. It's a ministry.
You're not testing it. You're not just testing it. You have to really like that song and be in. Okay, I see. That makes sense.
Yeah, and you deliver it in the right way.
It's definitely a ministry.
It's a ministry.
Yeah, I can see that. Cause I'm a DJ's worst nightmare. They love me, but they hate seeing me come. They do. Cause I want to say, well, can you play this song? Well, what's the song, Trina? I don't know, but it goes. I know. Well, I think it kind of go like this. It kind of say, "Girl, we don't know what song you talking about." So yeah, I'm the worst. I'm their worst nightmare.
They love that. You love
that. So. I made sure I hired each one of them that I bother at one of my events, so they like that. So.
They like it. I was when I came into radio, it was at a time when social media was coming on, and so I was encouraged to use the platform to brand myself. Whereas like Vernon's, when they come from way back, they actually did it on the radio. I was able to do it with social media and blend the two.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
My audience just kind of really, literally 90% of the people that are on my social media friends, I don't know these people. These are people who just, you would think we know each other. They just join in musically. Okay. And so locally, you know, if by chance someone comes to an event of mine, like Mom Teddy and Jeanette have been to around the city to the different events, underground events, they are pleasantly surprised. I don't know what the word is. They can tell you. Like I said, because for me, it's you're playing the music in a way that's the goal. You're gonna grab a person, and they're gonna get. In other words, I've never had anybody say, "Man, this just sucks. I am turned off. I don't know what this shit is." I mean, it's never really like that. It's never really like that. You know,
maybe they're just a little confused. Maybe sometimes like, "Wow, I haven't heard this before." Do I? Yeah,
I think Jeanette did it on one of the shows. I think she listened to. I think she said, "Let me go swim in the escapism pond for a minute." And she went, "Wow." She went, "Okay."
But you know, and I'm gonna let her speak for herself. But Miss Jeanette likes music. Well, Miss Jeanette likes to dance, and so you have to have music to dance, and having a different kind of music and something different to dance to is just you know, makes it even more fun. Miss Jeanette, is that what you would say as well?
Commend KIHY and Teddy.
Yes.
This music has changed my world. And I think it's changed everybody's world, especially during this pandemic.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I first started listening, I just couldn't turn it off. And I'm the one that came up with the catchphrase, "It's addictive."
Yay! That's perfect.
I was like, oh, that is so good. And then when the music go off, I'm like, what's next?
I need some more.
Next? And then it comes on and I'm like, oh my God. And
that's a good description.
Like you said, I can remember. Oh my God, I'm amazed that I'm remembering Sam Cooke and all of these songs from way back, the words. But I don't remember anything recent. But I've enjoyed it. And on the jazz, Vernon, I even mentioned to you that, you know,
I remember that.
I don't care for that jazz. I finally listened Monday. I could not turn it off.
Wow.
It was like, oh my God, I'm loving it. And
thank you so much.
Mel, I love you.
That's a deep down.
Thank you, Jeanette.
And so, I mean, you can't go wrong with me.
Yeah. And a good thing that I will say to y'all in regard to Miss Jeanette, I'm not just making her feel good because she on here, but Miss Jeanette if she believes in you and what you're doing, she has your back through and through. And that's something I've known her for. She told me since 2005 I've been knowing her. And if she believes in you, she's gonna have your back and she's gonna be there to support you and root you on. But just know that she's nice, but she'll let you know when something ain't right too now.
That's a good thing.
That's what you need. That's what I need. I know that.
I will.
Yes.
And that speaks to what we were talking about. It's the station. It's going to have that kind of word of mouth momentum. You know, we're not here to compete or compare to anything else. It's just those who there is a market of listeners out there that are going uncatered to. And Mama Teddy picks up on them. You know, nobody's doing the Sam Cookes and that whole golden that whole era. So and then, you know, escapism is escapism, and then the way Vernon the Saturday Sensational soundtrack, I keep saying it needs to be syndicated. Around the world, around the globe.
I even think about two things. One, I think about who can just turn a radio on a radio station and know that whatever song that's gonna be on that radio station is gonna be something that you want to hear. It's not gonna be something you're gonna have to leave it on. Cause like if you're in your car, you're like, you know what, let me hit, and I have mine on, I got to hit a button, and I'm in the car, and I'm like, oh, okay, but you let me turn on something else, and I'm not saying anything bad about any other station, but I'm just saying there are some that you turn it on, and after a song or two, then it's like, dang, why did they do that? They don't turn it the whole different direction. You know, I don't get that here. But the other thing I was gonna say is that my ex-husband, he don't like playing with his phone at all. But I showed him one day KIHY, and he's an old soul and loves Sam Cooke is like his favorite. And he got a new job and they can listen to the radio. So he came in when I bought all this stuff to make my phone work because it don't work in the business, but I bought all this. I said, what you bought it? Well, because I can't hear your friend radio station.
I love it.
He listens to it at night, every night at work. That's what gets him through his evening at work. And then before then, just FYI real quick, he was cleaning buildings before he started this new job. And so he had it on while they were cleaning, and somebody said, what is that you listening to? They jamming. So you guys are you know, good. And for people that don't want to touch the computer like he didn't, it was so easy to just get that on his phone, hit that button, and he good to go for them 8 to 12 hours, you know. So you guys do an awesome job. And the word is getting out. I do don't think people realize sometimes how easy, once you load it to that phone, how easy it is to hit that button, because it is so simple.
Easy access.
Very easy access. Hey, Miss Teddy, let me ask you something. I know you super busy. I know that you're going on like a zombie right now because you ain't been to sleep and you got to go to work tonight. You work full time. You got personal stuff going on. And of course, KIHY. And then you had a 2-hour conversation with me and I got the fuss today. You let me fuss today and I was so happy. That felt so good to be the mama today. But anyway, how do you get all of this done and get enough sleep and still keep these things going and still stay smiling? Like, you got to go to work tonight and you still grinning. Because I get grouchy when I'm sleepy and hungry.
I guess it's because I've been talking and listening and I haven't had time to stop and think about me being hungry or grumpy. And then I got some little cupcakes over there for your birthday, so me and Jeanette gonna eat them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Happy virtual birthday to you.
All right.
So yeah, I pretty much, yeah, that part.
And the adrenaline too, right, of what you like doing.
Yeah, but a lot when I am like really exhausted and that mood is just jacked up, y'all can see me. Y'all might be gone for a minute. I won't answer my phone or whatever. I'll just go to bed until I get that rest. And sometimes I can lay down and sleep for 10 straight hours without waking up for anything.
Wow.
And then when I wake up, I feel good. I have my coffee and then I run you down like I did you the other day. With all those ideas and stuff.
You know,
roll up on it.
I never get tired. Like, well, yes, I do. But y'all know, I let nobody see that side of me. But Teddy was on that phone. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I wish she shut up. Because she was just going like, what? This is what I do. You don't do this to me. She was just, and I was like, dang, Teddy, you didn't have she said, well, I had my coffee. I said, I believe you didn't have too much coffee. Because something, she was just spatting up ideas. And when I hung up, I thought, wow, did that just happen? But I loved it. I was on one of my days where I think I was tired and exhausted because like I mentioned, y'all been I'm doing this little marathon of interviews that I shouldn't have done. But for me, I'm gonna just say this. I'm asking y'all the question that people ask me. They say, Trina, it's like you have like 6 of you. You do so much. You always running. For me, it's because, and then I tell the story all the time because it really, I can say this because it's my show. It pissed me off because I was at a wedding one time and my friend's husband, boyfriend, whatever, said, well, why you just can't sit down somewhere? Why you always got to be doing, and he was very negative and it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but finally I just came back because I'm a Virgo. I said, well, I don't want to be like you and sit home and watch TV. That's why. Like I got things to do.
Baby.
So I don't want to do that. But my thing is the adrenaline of loving life. I mean, I talk about all the time. Cicely Tyson says that's how she keeps going. That's how she's living so long because she ain't sitting down and let her bones rest. She moving around. She doing things. My grandmother lived to be 93 because my grandmother was a whippersnapper. She kept it moving, until, of course, she couldn't do that anymore. But saying that to say, I think that's how we all keep going and keep doing these 600,000 things because we love what we do. And we're providing a service, if you will, providing happiness. Music is happiness. I mean, it's just, I read these quotes all the time about music and what it does to you. One of them is like, you remember where you were when you heard this song for the first time. Music makes you think of, either makes you cry for happiness or it makes you cry about something that was significant in your life, rather. So there's just so many things about.
And then you have happy tears.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Tears. Yeah.
It's just like it's a combination of emotions, and you're so happy about something that it makes you cry.
Makes you cry.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
And it tells certain stories too.
Happy.
Yeah. And it tells certain stories. There's certain songs that I hear that automatically made me say, Mariah Carey, she did, I can't remember what album, what CD it was, but I think it was a Silent Butterfly, whatever it was, but she had several songs on that actually at that moment, it was telling a story for me. I remember one of hers, I can't think of, Don't Forget About Us. I had one of my DJs take that song and put it on a CD for me just to play it over and over and over. I just want to hear it over and over. But yeah, so music is just, and so KIHY is providing that I don't want to use the word service. I can't think of another word. Ms.
That's a good one.
Lotta, you said something. Service, would that be that? Yeah,
That's a
so
good one.
talk to me about the gospel show. I was so surprised this past Sunday. I was out and about. I thought the gospel show was just music. I heard a whole sermon Sunday.
Oh,
I heard
okay.
it was so good. I got to Walgreens, which was my destination, and I stayed in the car because I needed to hear what he was talking about because he was hitting on my street. He was on my street. So,
Okay.
Teddy,
Huh?
how I didn't know about the man preaching.
But I put that out there, and it's called Let's Go to Church. I'll put that there. Yes, that's there on Sundays. On Sundays, we start out with the old school, as you would have it, gospel. And then, you know, like back in the day, they would go to church. So right after the old school gospel, we're going to church.
Love
And
it.
then, you know,
Love it.
after the pastor preaches, then you have the choirs. So after the sermon, then I do choir music. And then after the choir music, then it goes back to just Sunday.
Yes.
Now she produced that. That's not just,
Yes.
that's called production. This woman
what that
is the
is.
producer of that concept.
She does not understand that.
Okay.
Huh?
Do you know that you're a producer, girl?
No, I just be doing something.
That's production.
That's right.
Production.
Just doing stuff.
Well, Mel, like I be trying to blend it. Like Mel have to blend it.
There are some things we've all been able to be productive. I spoke with someone the other day that's going for her professional, some professional goals, and she's gone back to school because this is the time, because you have so much time on your hands. But also church, you know, there's so much for us to be thankful for. There's so much learning that we need to do it that we would always, I don't have time for this. Oh, me was the church I really like going to was so far. But guess what? I got this little thing now. I get to hear him every Sunday. And then also I can go to KIHY when he finished. That's how I found him y'all the other day. He was on. So this is the opportunity as well, is people can come there and they can get their church on, you know? So God, this is a 7-day-a-week operation now.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, and it's not, I mean, I don't listen every day, I won't lie, but when I come on now, man, it be, well, you can always know when I come on because I tend to post right then. Because it'd be like, whoa, wait a minute, I gotta say something. So, Casey and the Sunshine Band, one of my favorites. The other day, I just doing something on the couch and I hit it and I was like, oh, let me find my, I gotta get to Facebook. So, let's see here.
Okay, so that means that when they let us back out into the world, there's a disco cruise that I've been dying to go on. And well, maybe I shouldn't say it like that, but but they feature Casey and the Sunshine Band on it a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it on TV.
Huh?
You what?
I've seen them talk about that one on TV.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't
haven't
think
seen that one.
it's cold-blooded cruise. I couldn't afford it in the past, but I so.
Well, just like I said, I've been putting out the Tom Joyner, so if they ever open the world up, or when they open the world up, and if they do that cruise again, that will probably be one of my first cruises, is the Tom Joyner. I had someone on the other day to tell me, which I've always heard, it's expensive, but it is worth every single penny to go on that cruise, and so I've got to make that happen. Do any of y'all have anything that y'all done during this pandemic that you've made time for that you would always say, I don't have time for that? Have y'all done any of that? Is there anything that you've done differently? Or Vernon, you spend more time with your grandkids, I bet.
Yeah, I have. As a matter of fact, Trayson, the oldest boy, I got him a drum set. So we might have a drummer in the family.
Okay.
The only drawback to that is
I already know.
That's 30 minutes of
Get it.
So, but oh man, he gets on there and he just has a ball on there.
Oh wow!
And I bought it used, so there's a couple of issues with the heads on them. So I got a friend that's gonna help me out with that.
Okay.
But man, he's excited about it, and
that's exciting.
The youngest boy, Trent, he's starting to talk. So.
Oh, he that young.
So now, well, he's 1.5.
Yeah.
So now, you know, we have this grandfather, grandson summit. And we're discussing world issues and politics, and
I can imagine that conversation.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. It's great, and you gotta love your grandkids.
You do. I was telling someone the other day, of course, y'all know I lost mine, but now all of my grandparents are gone. I just thought about that. But grandparents are like a piece of heaven. Like they're just like your friend and they're just angels, because you can tell them anything. And what I say is, my grandmother, she could tell me anything, and it was the Bible for me. First of all, second, I don't know if the woman was telling me the truth or not, but whatever she said, that's what
it was just a whole lot of fun.
It sounded like it was good.
Yeah.
And I used to like to tell her stuff about somebody that did something to me. She was quick, fast, and in a hurry to be ready to go get them. So, Miss Melodic, have you done anything in this time that you didn't have time to do before?
Yeah, I've been over here healing, which is a big deal. It's self-care, and having to learn how to navigate that in real time by myself. Until recently, my aunt has come to stay with me to assist me with that process, because it's been more than a notion. But I've also now just kind of piggyback on what Vernon said. When you spend this kind of time alone and in the house, you get online. That's where I guess our source of information is, if on TV and books or whatever, and music. So online, I've been purchasing instruments, y'all. So I got me a shaker. I've got some castanets. I'm taking lessons online. I've got
what's that, the little thingy deals?
The flamingo dance, and I'm gonna get that down. And then I'm gonna well, in the house scene, we tend to, when you're in the clubs, we tend to play our instruments. You blow the whistle, and tambourines are usually the two go-tos. But I'm taking my shaker, and then especially a percussion, I'm gonna get a djembe. Y'all better watch out when I learn that djembe.
Okay.
And then I have the shikere too. I'm just gonna really just try to learn those along the way, and it just kind of ties into DJing, just helps me spin better and connect to the harmonies and melodies of music. And then I'm going to one day produce a house track. That's all I'm going to put out there. I'm lining up the people who are going to help me with that. And then I'm also lining up a jazz station. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah. And Teddy, is there anything that you've been able to do during this time?
Trina, honestly, my life hasn't changed. I still go to work. I mean, of course, I'm an essential worker, so I still go to work.
Absolutely. And thank you for being an essential worker. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. And I do what I do with the radio station, and any little odds and ends and outsides and all the stuff other than producing. That's what y'all say I do. But
you produce now.
Anything other than that that needs to be done with the station, I pretty much do it. And of course, my daughter's in Midland, so every other week I'm in Midland. And when I'm there, I do get help, and I appreciate Vernon and Mel for stepping up. Oh my God, that week I was down there and they did my shows. Yeah. They did the lunches for me. Oh, I was spoiled.
Teddy, so I never produced a show. I never produced a show, played no music, but one day she asked me to just step in and send an email out. People was calling me, talking about, girl, what time you on? Well, I said, no, I'm just sending the email. I'm trying to get you. Deidre Wagner is a friend of mine. Deidre Wagner for sure was trying to find this radio station to find me. I'm sorry, Teddy. Go ahead.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, I ain't got but 9% left on my battery.
Okay.
We gonna get you for that one.
What about the TNT show? But
we're gonna stay on, and I'll talk about that if she goes off. Miss Jeanette, real quick, is there anything you've been able to do since you've been out and about, since we've been home stuff?
Well, I retired a year ago in January, so I've pretty much not been doing anything other than shop, going to the grocery store, spending time with my kids. Really, and now my church. At 10 o'clock, I listen on Sundays. I listen to my church. At
I do
11
that too.
o'clock, I listen to KIHY church and the music for the rest of the day. But and then
don't you have some good news to share?
Oh, I have a grandson coming in first week of November.
Right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. But no, not in fact, I haven't been suffering at all, which is amazing. What I started off was when Teddy started What's for Lunch, at 12 o'clock on the dot, I went to the garage and turned it on and started riding my bike or walking in place to the music. And of course I've slacked off now, but it's been a blessing for me. It really has. I had a couple of surgical procedures in January, so I was already kind of quarantined. So me and everybody's got quarantined.
So that made it not so bad.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So I'm good. Thank you.
Well, I'll say for me, when Mel says self-healing, I suffer with panic disorder and panic attack and depression. I didn't used to tell people that, but now it's like break the silence, because you can't get the help. You don't ask for the help. You don't let people know, and you'll be home suffering, by yourself. And then people have learned. I've told some people certain things that I do, or certain moving around, me talking too fast, all goes along with this that I have. But I don't play it as a victim. I'm somebody who has worked. I'm working on it. And so there's been some times that I've been snippy with people. So I've done that. I'm working on Trina being I'm an empty nester. I've really been an empty nester, but I just didn't accept it. So now my children are making me accept it. So I'm learning to be an empty nester. I'm learning to learn who Trina is on my own. What makes Trina really happy, kind of thing. I'm reading this book called The 4 Agreements that I've read before. But I'll tell you, when I read a book, if you read a book at the wrong time, it doesn't connect. Well, now I know it's time for me to read it because I'm reading and it's connecting with me, So I'm growing. I'm like so proud of myself because I see it. I see the thing. I see me saying things like growth, and I see the things like, oh, I'm loving myself, and oh my gosh, I gotta quit taking stuff personal, and I gotta know it ain't about me, it's you, But I also know that yes, it can be me. I'm able to accept that as well. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of on the same journey of self-help, self-improvement. And for me, addiction to some other things, nothing substance, but you can be addicted to other things that are not good for you. And I'm working on that on that as well. So so this is a time for people to grow, find themselves, and I'm happy that I heard so many people say what I'm just saying. So we have a show coming up before Teddy goes out on us. TNT is coming. So Teddy was on Chat with Trina one time, and they had a show called The Real That Ain't Really Real. Teddy's interview was so real, child. She was probably my third highest. I had my highest views. She was third place in my views. So many people watched, and when I posted on YouTube, so that's just the YouTube views, not including the views where she shared or other people shared. So we probably got so many more. But anyway, people enjoyed, and someone I talked to the other day told me that was one of their favorite shows, but it was because she was so real, and she wasn't trying to be mean to anybody. She just was saying it like it is, that some of us can't do. But anyway, so we decided, as we were talking one day, we were going to have this show, and we're going to start talking, we're going to be the real. And we were just thinking, I don't know which one of us said TNT, and then we was like, oh, equals dynamite, yes, okay. So we're going to start that, and Teddy going to make me go up this elevator. Hashtag growth, though. But I'm going to get on that elevator, and I'm going to just pray. And
I thought about that.
You thought. Thank you, Vernon, for thinking about it.
That closed in kind of thing, man.
And let me tell you something. It's not even about. People think it's because it's going up, but I love roller coasters, right? So it's just what you said. It's about being closed in and not having the control. to open that door when I want it to open. So I ride elevators that when I know they're going to hit it, just open. But I don't want you hesitating and trying to figure out when you're going to open. I want you just to open when I get there. So,
Oh, that's right.
So anyway, so I will be on the elevator and I will be getting up there and I will pray all the way.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to me. Thank y'all for joining. What? Thank you for joining me, Vernon, Miss Melodic, and Miss Jeanette, and Teddy. Love y'all, KIHY for life.
For life. Woo!
Love you back. Happy birthday.
Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all soon. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody, make sure y'all remember to go to www.youtube.com/chatwithtrina. Hit subscribe and then hit that little bell so that you can be reminded that when I upload a new video.
Thank y'all again for making the choice to tune in to Chat with Trina. Starting September the 16th, Chat with Trina is going to be live every Wednesday night on Chat with Trina Facebook Live. Make sure you tune in.